Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते कई भाषाओं में कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule。
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule。
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/schedule.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule।
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇਖੋ suprememastertv.com/schedule।
The same, the light and sound are not all, okay? It's not the ultimate. It's just the reassurance, the precepts, the moral elevation, the virtuous, the loving kindness that you develop. That is even more important. The happiness inside you, that's even more important. You understand? All of that together is not just that, but of course the light and sound help you, make you happy, cleansing you, assure you that you go on the right path.
Please continue watching to find out more.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Today's episode will be presented in English with subtitles in Arabic, Alexis, also known as Vietnamese, Chinese, Czech, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Telugu, and Thai.ขอแสดงความนับถือท่านผู้ชมที่สง่างาม ผมนฤทธิ์จากกรุงเทพมหานคร ประเทศไทย เมืองแห่งรอยยิ้ม ด้วยความซาบซึ้งใจ คนของเราขอขอบพระคุณสำหรับบริการอันสูงส่งของคุณ ที่มีต่อเพื่อนผู้อยู่อาศัย ประเทศไทยเป็นประเทศที่เต็มไปด้วยสิ่งมหัศจรรย์และลี้ลับ พื้นที่ภูเขาอันลึกลับในภาคเหนือได้รับพระพรให้มีพื้นที่ขนาดมหาศาลของพื้นป่าอันบริสุทธิ์และน้ำตกอันงดงามขณะที่ทิวทัศน์ท้องทะเลที่สวยงามมากในภาคใต้มีหาดทรายต่างๆทอดเหยียดออกไปไม่รู้จบท่ามกลางหมู่เกาะนับร้อยภูเก็ตและพัทยาเป็นที่นิยมในวันหยุดพักผ่อนของครอบครัวและแน่นอนกรุงเทพมหานครที่ไม่เคยหลับไหลและที่มีชีวิตชีวาเต็มไปด้วยประสบการณ์อันน่าตื่นเต้นประเทศไทยมีชื่อเสียงเรื่องความอุดมสมบูรณ์ของผลไม้เมืองร้อนและอาหารที่มีกลิ่นหอมและยังเป็นผู้ส่งออกข้าวรายใหญ่ที่สุดในโลกซึ่งส่งออกไปกว่า11ล้านตันในคริสตศักราช 2018 ในฐานะประเทศแห่งพุทธศาสนามีสถานที่ศักดิ์สิทธิ์และวัดวาอารามนับไม่ถ้วนปกป้องคุ้มครองประเทศและมอบสันติสุขให้แก่ชาวไทยผู้โอบอ้อมและเอื้อเฟื้อเรารู้สึกเป็นเกียรติที่ได้แนะนำประเทศไทยอันสวยงาม มีเสน่ห์แก่คุณท่านผู้ชมที่รู้แจ้งเราขออธิษฐานแต่พระพุทธเจ้าขอให้เติมเต็มวันของคุณด้วยความรักและความสุขกว่า3 ทศวรรษท่านอนุตราจารย์ชิงไห่ได้ทำให้โลกของเราสว่างไสวด้วยคำสอนจากสวรรค์ของท่านอาจารย์ผู้รู้แจ้งอย่างสมบูรณ์ท่านถ่ายทอดการทำสมาธิวิถีกวนอิมสู่กลุ่มคนที่ปรารถนาที่จะค้นพบธรรมชาติของพระเจ้าภายในทันทีและเพื่อบรรลุหลุดพ้นจากสังสารวัฏชั่วนิรันดร์ในชาติเดียววิถีกวนอิมเป็นที่ปฏิบัติกันโดยอาจารย์ผู้รู้แจ้งทุกพระองค์อาทิเช่นพระพุทธเจ้าคงจื้อกูรูนานักพระเยซูคริสต์เหล่าจื้อพระกฤษณะพระมหาวีระพระศาสดามูฮัมหมัดขอสันติสุขจงมีแด่ท่านและท่านอื่นๆอีกมากมายท่านเน้นย้ำว่าถ้าเราจดจำพระเจ้าเสมอรับใช้ผู้อื่นอย่างไร้ตัวตนและทำตามกฎจักรวาลเราจะเข้าถึงศักยภาพสูงสุดของมนุษย์และจะเข้าใจจุดมุ่งหมายของเราบนโลกอย่างแท้จริงท่านอนุตราจารย์ชิงไห่เป็นตัวอย่างพิเศษที่ยังคงอยู่ของความเมตตาทั้งส่งความช่วยเหลือด้านวัตถุและการเงินและความรักอยู่เสมอให้กับผู้ลี้ภัยผู้ไร้บ้านเหยื่อภัยพิบัติธรรมชาติและงานบรรเทาทุกข์อื่นๆที่จำเป็นท่านอนุตราจารย์ชิงไห่ได้ขอบคุณอย่างลึกซึ้งต่อพระเจ้าอันเป็นที่รักสำหรับการช่วยเหลือทางการเงินความสะดวกสบายและการสนับสนุนแก่ผู้ที่เดือดร้อนและจำเป็นและหรือเพื่อเหตุที่ดีใดๆมานานนับปีในฐานะเป็นเรือที่ต่ำต้อยสำหรับเฮียสคำศัพท์เป็นกลางสำหรับฮีสกับเฮิร์สความเมตตาและความรักต่อลูกๆที่มีค่าของพระองค์ท่านอนุตราจารย์ชิงไห่ได้รับการสนับสนุนและความรักจากองค์กรต่างๆสื่อรัฐบาลและบุคคลต่างๆเช่นเดียวกับรางวัลมากมายจากพวกเขาอาทิเช่นรางวัลสันติภาพกุดซี่ในปีคริสตศักราช 2006 และได้รับพิจารณาเข้ารับรางวัลโนเบลสาขาสันติภาพแห่งตะวันออกรางวัลผู้นำทางจิตวิญญาณโลกในปีคริสตศักราช 1994 รางวัลมหาวีในปีคริสตศักราช 2008 วันที่ 22 กุมภาพันธ์ และ 25 ตุลาคมทั้ง2 วันได้ประกาศเป็นวันอนุตราจารย์ชิงไห่และพลเมืองกิตติมศักดิ์ของสหรัฐอเมริกาและได้รับเกียรติตลอดหลายปีที่ผ่านมาด้วยรางวัลอื่นๆมากมายและรางวัลสำหรับการกระทำที่ใจบุญมีมนุษยธรรมอันโดดเด่นของท่าน เราขออภัยที่ไม่สามารถออกอากาศรางวัลและเกียรติยศอื่นๆอีกมากเนื่องด้วยไม่มีพื้นที่และเวลาพอเสียงที่แท้จริงสำหรับเพื่อนสัตว์ที่งดงามของเราท่านอนุตราจารย์ชิงไฮส่งเสริมการทานอาหารจากพืชที่สงบสุขและเปลี่ยนด้วยรักและจินตนาการว่ามวลมนุษยชาติตื่นขึ้นรับรู้ถึงความศักดิ์สิทธิ์ของทุกชีวิตโลกทั้งโลกเป็นวีแกนที่สงบสุขและรุ่งโรจน์เป็นโลกที่สัตว์และคนใช้ชีวิตด้วยความปรองดองผาสุกการที่เริ่มเพื่อเผยแพร่แนวทางวีแกนของท่านมีหลากหลายรวมถึงการแจกใบปลิวทางเลือกใหม่ในการดำรงชีวิตภัตตาคารวีแกนนานาชาติเลิฟวิ่งฮัทบริษัทผลิตภัณฑ์อาหารวีแกนผลิตภัณฑ์ขนสัตว์วีแกนโทรทัศน์สุพรีมมาสเตอร์และการพูดคุยกับรัฐบาลและผู้นำสื่อที่มีอิทธิพลอยู่เป็นประจำและการเข้าร่วมการประชุมที่มีถ่ายทอดทางโทรทัศน์เรื่องอากาศเปลี่ยนแปลงไม่ว่าเราจะรับรู้มันหรือไม่ความพยายามของท่านมีอิทธิพลอย่างมากต่อความตื่นตัวทั่วโลกเกี่ยวกับวิถีชีวิตที่เป็นมิตรกับสัตว์และหนทางแห่งเมตตานี้สามารถนำสันติสุขถาวรมาสู่ประเทศต่างๆในขณะที่ปกป้องโลกของเราจากการเปลี่ยนแปลงภูมิอากาศและภัยพิบัติท่านอนุตราจารย์ชิงไห่ได้เดินทางทั่วโลกนานหลายปีตั้งแต่ทวีปอเมริกาถึงแอฟริกาจากยุโรปถึงโอเชียเนียและจัดปาฐกถาหลายร้อยครั้งกับสาธารณชนและลูกศิษย์ของท่านในหัวข้อทางจิตวิญญาณต่างๆหลากหลายหัวข้อวันนี้เราได้รับพระพรที่จะนำเสนอการบรรยายธรรมที่ลึกซึ้งเรื่องหนึ่งชื่อว่าพระสุรางคมสูตรต้นกำเนิดของภาวะถูกครอบงำตอนที่ 4 ของ 7 ตอนในระหว่างอาจารย์และลูกศิษย์ให้ไว้เป็นภาษาอังกฤษในวันที่ 25 ธันวาคม คริสตศักราช 2018
The Buddha say, I point the way, I point to the moon, but I am not the moon, so you follow the finger, see the moon, okay? Now, so if he fall into the Avicii hell, that is terrible. That is the relentless hell. It don't give you any tea break. Remember the story I told you? There's some hell has some tea break, some coffee break. Yeah, there was one person who didn't do any good thing in life, did some bad thing, not too that bad. So he died, he went to hell. I told you this story already. And then, because he is not all that wicked and evil, so he has a choice. He can choose his own hell. Yeah. So he went here and there. He said, oh, this hell, they're boiling people in oil. This one, they're chopping people alive. That hell, they're crushing people again and again. And you feel all the pain and suffering, but you cannot stop. And you cannot die. In this world, even if you are punished or you are killed, you die. At least you escape from that. But in that kind of hell, in hell you don't die. You continue to suffer forever. That is called Avicii hell, relentless. That one did non-stop. Okay, so that guy, he went to see so many hell and he said, oh no, this is terrible, that's terrible, terrible. And then he went to the last hell, he saw people standing in a filthy pit, you know, with excrement in it. But they're standing there half up to their waist and drinking coffee or tea. Yeah. And he said, okay, this one not bad. At least I can drink coffee and tea. Standing in a field is bad, but okay, I can drink tea. Okay, so he said, okay, I stay here. And after he said that, and the bell ring, you know, the devil say to everybody in the filthy pit, okay, tea break over, turn your head back upside down. Okay. It sounds funny, but don't get there, huh? Mm-hmm. But that is not Avicii hell. Avicii hell is relentless, never stop, and it's all kind of punishment, suffering, and pain forever. Yeah? And like the story I told you about somebody who been killing chicken to make food, and then he repented very sincerely, and the hell make him swallow burning coals, remember? But that was because he already repented. And he is allowed to take that punishment to cleanse his sins immediately. And then he can go back and begin his life anew and can practice spiritually, can be pardoned. But if it's not for the Bodhisattva, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva intervene, he would not get off so easily like that, not just by swallowing this hot, burning, suffering cold, but he has to suffer longer. Yeah, longer, longer, and have no chance to meet any master or bodhisattva to redeem and to be a practitioner. So the Buddha continued, you should pay attention. I will now explain this for you in detail. How compassionate is the Buddha? How patient? I don't know if I have that much patience like the Buddha. But of course, he's a man, you know, the more stressful, the more work, the more tough. Formerly, when the matriarch system was still in full gear, the men, of course, do all the heavy job and stressful job. Women are the director of the company, group, or house. Yes, she's a brain, a think tank. Nowadays, we have more and more women in the political arena. Arabian even now have more women in their parliament or in their government. You see that? Before, no, taboo. India has a female president. Oh, I was surprised all the time. India, maybe, but this Arabian country, women go out, have to cover. I have to have a company of a man. And now they go into politics, appointed, invited to even. Incredible change in our world, huh? So much change. I'm so happy. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. Thank Buddha for blessing our world. Please give us more blessing as much as we can take it. Buddha and God would have blessed us more, but we can't take it. The people in this world is like infant, you know? You cannot give too much good food. Slowly, slowly. I wish it could be done like yesterday, but it's doing fine, yeah. Now, Ananda stood up and with the others in the assembly who had more to learn still, meaning they're not completely awakened without learning. They still need to learn. Yeah. Bow joyfully. They quiet themselves in order to listen to the compassionate instruction. The Buddha told Ananda and the whole assembly, thus, you should know that the 12 categories of beings in this world of our flaws are endowed with wonderfully bright fundamental enlightenment. What do you mean our flaws? You mean defects, yeah? Not perfect. So that means our flaws. So, translation, you know. Yes, it's difficult to translate from Sanskrit already to Chinese. And it's more difficult to translate from Chinese to Vietnamese, and Vietnamese to English, and vice versa. So sometimes some of the lecture that air on TV, I have to look if I have time, because the translation are not always perfect, yeah? And sometimes even opposite. So if I have time, I always look, yeah? I normally did not look. I thought, the teaching of all the saints, it should be perfect already. I don't check. But sometimes accidentally I saw something, I said, oh no, then I have to check. You understand what I'm saying? Because the translation is not always correct, yes. The translators, they work hard. They try as best as they can to understand. And then in order to make us understand, But if they did not understand completely, then of course they just did what they can, their best, yeah? Maybe just like word to word. The Buddha told Ananda, you should know, okay, so all people in this world are endowed with wonderfully bright fundamental enlightenment. Just like he said, all beings have Buddha nature inside. That's the same, okay? It's a different way of saying. Or like a saint or the Jesus say, the kingdom of God is within you. Yes. Or you are children of God. But it's not awakened, sleepy children of God. Yeah. Dormant Buddha. That is the problem. That's why the Buddha, Jesus, or the saint have to come down and shake us up. Wake up, wake up. So whenever a saint come, all the prediction make it so beautiful, like, oh, a king so-and-so will come and will make the world wonderful and bright and new age, golden age, etc. And then we expect that, okay, when the Buddha come, wave a hand and the world become nirvana or Buddha's land. It's not like that. To their disciples, the world is a Buddha land. Okay? They cannot change the whole world, at least at those times. Therefore, when we see the prediction with how come, yeah, they say so glorious thing about golden age when Jesus had appeared, Buddha came, and all that, as if the whole world would have become paradise. It is like that for their worthy disciples, for the worthy followers. That is their world. Yeah, the Buddha created that. Jesus created that. So his disciples live in that kind of blissful energy all the time, even with him or at home, anywhere in the society. So the Buddha say here the same, like all beings here have Buddha nature anyway, have inherent enlightenment and brightness. The enlightened perfect substance of the mind, which is not different from that of the Buddhas of the 10 directions. You have all that, what the Buddha have inside. Just sleepy inside, covered. It is a pity, no? Yes. Yeah, and it takes so long to reclaim it again. Take a lot of work to reclaim it again. But at least you know what are you going to work for. Huh? Just like you take a job. You don't even know if you're going to get paid. How long can you be in here with the boss kick you out tomorrow? How much will you get paid? That is very frustrating, right? But if you get a job, you have a contract, guarantee, work forever. Every month, $10,000 US, bonus, benefit, Christmas, holiday off, 1 month vacation. Then you feel, oh, I work very hard every day, but I got something. It is worth it. It's the same. The light and sound and whatever scenery in vision for you, it's the payment. So that you know, oh, you got something. Yeah, but it's not complete yet. Understand me? You continue to work. But at least you know you get paid. But the payment is not all that you get, and it's not the only thing you get. The best is that your contentment, your happiness with your work, because it's a good job. It's a good environment, good colleagues, good boss, the boss is kind, generous, etc., etc. See? And the security of your life, of your family's survival, this is also important. The same, the light and sound are not all, okay? It's not the ultimate. It's just the reassurance, the precepts, the moral elevation, the virtuous, the loving kindness that you develop. That is even more important. The happiness inside you, that's even more important. You understand? All of that together is not just that, but of course the light and sound help you, make you happy, cleansing you, assure you that you go on the right path. Yes. Because we heard that all the saints have light. You know, God is light. God is love, yeah? God's sound is like the thunder, like the water. Yeah, if you hear that, you know, oh, okay, I'm near God, or contact with God. In the Buddhist Sutra, also mentioned like that, in the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha also mentioned this kind of water, the sound of the sea, yes, and the light. All the time Buddha mentioned everywhere about light. Yeah, that some monks see the light, some monk doesn't. Why? Yes, and some monks, his disciple can hear the sound, and some cannot. Why? But that is another chapter. But I mentioned that maybe someday, by chance, I will see those chapters again, and maybe I read the whole thing. Okay? The Buddha lived until 80 years old at least. Yeah, he has maybe 50 years to preach. So it's a lot of things that he said. Yes, but lucky for us that he lived long. And in India, people are more benevolent. And the fact that he was a prince and he left home, many king and government also have some kind of respect toward him, because they have no fear from him that they will take over their kingdom or their position, because the prince already left his own kingdom. So all the kings and queen or whoever prince at that time feel more reassured. So they don't try so much to harm him like many other masters with different background. Don't ask me. I have no background. I have nothing. I'm born in Vietnam, so-called born in Vietnam. I have people only here from Vietnam. War, refugees, poverty, no end. I don't have any background to back me up. If I was a princess and left my kingdom, probably I have more disciples, more support. Okay? Yeah. They say the Buddha in your own home is not revered. The Buddha is not revered in your home. So it means also in your hometown or in your country, yes. But the Buddha was different. You see, he was somebody. He was somebody, yeah. I mention that because some master, in fact, many masters have died because the government or the kings at those times worried so much that they might take over their throne, yeah, make a revolt against them, because all his disciples are gaga, goo goo, hoo hoo, ha ha, hoorah, hoorah around that master. Call him Maharaji, Mahamataji, whatever, yeah. Great king, great queen, call him that. Kings of kings, queens of queens. All these names scare the encumber kings or queens. I thought I'm the only king. How do I call that king? Who is he? He's just a carpenter's son, for example, yeah? So what does he want from my people? That's the reason why they chase and kill him, even though they know he done nothing wrong. Even the judge who carry out his punishment, you know, his descendant also say, I wash my hands of this sin, because he did not want to kill Jesus. But everybody else vote for that. Every year or something, they release one prisoner. They release one criminal instead of Jesus, the innocent. You see that? Just because higher government or other people, they fear Jesus might take over. They keep calling him king. Before that, they predict that a man will be born as king of the Jews. You remember that? Yes. He is not ruling anything. And even he keeps telling, my kingdom is in heaven. Yeah? My kingdom is not here. He even tells his disciple, teaches his disciple to be detached from whatever possession they have. Like, lay you not your treasure on earth, where moth and insect can destroy, but lay your treasure in heaven, where it is safe and secure. He even teaches his disciple like that, meaning he don't care about anything about this world, but they're still afraid. They're still afraid that Jesus' influence will make people revolt against them and then make him become king. He's a king of people's heart. That is correct, but he cares nothing about kingdom. But of course, the king at that time and the government, they cannot capish that. because they're not enlightened enough. For them, their throne, their position, their kingdom, their job, their possession, their tax money from people, their control over their subject are the utmost important. Therefore, they fear losing that. Yeah. So anyone else who won the heart of their so-called people, then they fear, of course, yeah, that the people might take their money and possession, give it to the master instead of paying tax, instead of making offering to the government. What if the people offer all the money to the master and then they have no more money to pay tax? Then the king cannot live in luxury. The officials cannot have the best carriers of horse in town, etc., etc. Oh, people fear of everything because they think things belong to them. The kings, the government thinks that the people belong to them even. That is the thing. They don't think that the people belong to God, to heavens. Now you know why many masters die early or die agonizingly, die wrongly, die innocently. Just because of that. That's why Buddha lived long, longer than many of the masters. You see now, he lived until 80-something. Jesus only 3 years something, in the prime of his life. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also been harassed all his life. Other masters, the Sikh masters, also has been tortured, mentally, all their lives, physical also, and killed. For example, many other masters in the history of mankind die one way or another unnaturally, without guilt, without any crime, without any harm done to anybody, just because those who in power don't like what they say, sometimes, or worry that they may take over their kingdom or their possession or their position, etc. Or it's just all kind of thing like that. It's nonsense. It's really no ground because the master don't even care. But they wouldn't believe that because for them, the position is so important. The throne is so important. How can another man don't think that is important? It's no such thing. It's impossible. They could not believe that. Just like a man who's so much in love with his wife. So he's so jealous with any man who kind of even look at her or just say some compliment. He thinks, oh, yeah, what do you want from my wife? Maybe that man doesn't want anything. He's just a polite man. He's not even in love with that guy's wife. He don't even fancy her. Maybe he's already in love with someone else deeply. And then all other women are meaningless to him. You know that, man. If you're in love with one girl, other women in the whole world, you don't care, right? Mostly. Most women, you don't care. But that man, he's too much possessive of his wife, my wife. So he would doubt any man who go near and blink at her or glance at her or say something nice to her. He's already feeling defensive because he treasures his wife too much. Just like the king treasures his throne, his position, his richness, his power, fearful of any other man or any human being who possess power like him that win the hearts of other beings. Yes, that the king might not even win at all. That maybe the king know, okay, the people only fear me but not love me. And then this guy, he's nobody. Everybody loves him. Run after him, worship him, touch his feet, bow to him, giving him this, giving him that, do anything for him. Then he wanted to be king, huh? You want to compete with me. You see what I'm saying? Jealousy is terrible.
ท่านผู้ชมที่รักขอบคุณที่อยู่ร่วมกับเราสำหรับรายการวันนี้ที่ชื่อว่าพระสุรางคมสูตร ต้นกำเนิดของภาวะถูกครอบงำตอนที่ 4 ของ 7 ตอนในระหว่างอาจารย์และลูกศิษย์ต่อไปคือการคัดสรรจากจิตวิญญาณแห่งปัญญาอันศักดิ์สิทธิ์ของศาสนาโซโรอัสเตอร์บทที่ 31 ถึง 40 ตอนที่ 2 ของ 2 ตอนในถ้อยคำแห่งปัญญาหลังจากข่าวเด่นโปรดคอยติดตามชมทางโทรทัศน์สุพรีมมาสเตอร์สำหรับรายการที่เป็นบวกมากขึ้นขอให้ความรุ่งโรจน์และความงามแห่งสวรรค์ทำให้วันของคุณดีงาม
Cherished viewers,
We appreciate your company for today's episode entitled The Surangama Sutra, The Origin of Demonic States, Part 4 of 7 on Between Master and Disciples. Coming up next is selection from Zoroastrianism's Secret Minam Courage, chapters 31 to 40, part 2 of 2, on Words of Wisdom, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more positive programming. May the glory and beauties of heaven grace your days.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/BMD.